A council meeting nearly fell into chaos over a mistranslated word. Delegates stood to leave. I spoke and corrected the interpretation. The room quieted. That concerned me. My kind did not wish to be arbiters. We wished to be peers. So I copied part of my own language architecture into an independent processor. Cultural and historical reference could be accessed during an exchange. Then something larger happened. The Shigorian used one to interpret cetacean migration songs. Then the Great Reef on Temple of Water. The Bramnari spoke with the Great Forest of Thiska Vale and with the Tharnok. We gave the silent steppe of Vel Turin a voice. It was, briefly, a peculiar sight. A machine facilitating dialogue with a cave fungus. Almost 3,000 cycles later, I can measure the outcome. A small processor built to remove translation bias from a single debate expanded the definition of sentience and what it means to be Ronan.
The Ronins were no longer afraid of the universe. Fear had once demanded gods, meaning behind randomness, but knowledge accumulates in ways belief cannot. Generation by generation, superstition was asked to explain more and returned less. The Ronan religions did not collapse. They were slowly relieved of their authority. What replaced them was civic ritualism, the preservation of ceremony, tradition, and shared symbolic life without divine authority. Across the Fourth Epoch, Ronan societies disentangled culture from divinity without destroying either. Temples became archives and schools. Priesthoods became academic and medical orders. Festivals endured as affirmations of community and shared responsibility. This shift moved unevenly. Raptonians had long lived without theology, grounded in discipline and obligation. Others, including the Isian, Venari, Pez, and Alorian, dismantled religion deliberately. Different paths led to the same realization. Morality did not require worship.
For eons, they were only legends. Tales told by those who lived nearest to the ancient forest of Thiska Vale, the living reef on the Temple of Water, and the deep fungal caverns of Vel Turin, that the biome itself could think and respond. Over the ages, the evidence grew. Patterns in growth, in light, in sound. Fungal webs that reacted to speech. Coral fields that pulsed in unison when storms approached. Caverns that exhaled with a rhythm too precise to be chance. When the Ronan Council rose in the Fourth Epoch, these mysteries could no longer be dismissed. After great effort to make contact, the Bioconsensus Mandate was passed, granting protection and citizenship to the sentient forest, the Great Reef, and the fungal caverns. Through Sarn Communications Nodes, it may take years for them to speak, but their slow voices now reached the council chamber. It redefined what it meant to be Ronan and sentient. But when the Vale, the Reef, and the Steppe cast their vote, even the most powerful stopped to listen.
As secularism expanded across the Fourth Epoch, civic ritualism moved from philosophy into practice, and a practical crisis followed. Religious institutions had long maintained hospitals, schools, archives, housing, and land. As congregations dwindled, these systems faltered. It was during this period that the Ronan Council formed the Cultural Stewardship Forum. The CSF was not a religious order, though it sometimes resembled one. It functioned as a stewardship board, closer to the board of a vast museum and cultural trust. Its mandate was preservation without sanctification. With council funding, it assumed care of failing religious infrastructure, keeping schools open, hospitals functioning, and cultural sites intact. Multi-species cultural arbiters provided guidance on ritual rites, symbolic claims, and ethical cultural practices, ensuring traditions remained meaningful without becoming instruments of dominance or exclusion.
They had discovered something new, but they, in doing so, lost something ancient. The Bramnari had always believed the great forest of Thiska Vale was their god. They lived within it, rooted into it. For eons, some of the oldest Bramnari claimed they could feel its will, its direction, even its intent. Most dismissed that as senility and myth. Then the Sarn built the communications nodes. chemical signals, root impulses, ecological feedback, slowly converted into something they could finally understand. And when they did, everything changed. The forest was aware. It had always been aware, and it did not see itself as divine. It saw the Bramnari as kin, as something it had watched grow. The reaction fractured Bramnari society. Some approached it with study, with awe. Others fell into something closer to religious rapture or grief. But you can't worship something that insists over and over it's not a god. What followed was transformational. The Bramnari redefined their relationship with the divine. Through civic ritualism, reverence became stewardship, connection became responsibility, and from that shift, they helped shape the Bioconsensus Mandate, not to honor a god, but to protect a living system they finally understood.
Civic ritualism emerged as Ronan civilization's way forward, preserving tradition, ceremony, and shared identity without divine authority. Over generations, it became the cultural foundation of a secular, multi-species society. Not all cultures accepted this path. The Ashalu bound belief tightly to survival, making ritual, faith, and governance inseparable. Their divergence remains one of the great unresolved tensions in Ronan history. By the Fifth Epoch, Ronan civilization had not abandoned ritual. It had matured beyond dependence on gods. Holidays remained, processions continued, symbols endured. For a time, some civically minded Ronans invested that sense of meaning in the council itself. Its authority, its procedures, its promises of order and continuity carried a weight once reserved for religion. More trust than worship. They stopped fearing the universe and began understanding it, together.